and I haven't done this in a while, so please forgive me. This is a video that is gonna probably be maybe not very long, I'm hoping. But here's the deal, guys. I'm sorry that you guys haven't seen footage of this Bills franchise. Now, here's the deal. I have gotten to the Bills to 4 in a row. Now I gotta add one for the thumb for Sean McDermott. So for that being said, Jim Kelly is still with the team, Andre Reed is still with the team, and Bruce Smith is still with the team. The rest of the guys, Terrence McGee, an old cornerback that was with the Bills a long time ago, is still with this team. I'm not trading him away because he had a great career. He had a hella career last year. Won the DB award for outstanding DB in the AFC side of things last year. So with that being said, Terrence McGee is not going anywhere. But unfortunately for Thurman Thomas fans, Thurman Thomas, sadly to go. I had to trade him. He went to Houston. He's doing pretty good in Houston. He's helping Houston out. So, with that being said, I got low picks for Thurman Thomas for future use. Thurman Thomas is now in Houston to start a new career. With that being said, I did not trade him to open up more salary for cap salary. I do not have cap salary on. I don't use it for anything for Madden because I have a horrible time with budgeting money in real life, so I'm not going to do it on Madden and make the Bills go broke. So with that being said, I spend money wisely, freely with the Bills, and I make this team look really good. Now, for that being said, a coworker of mine is a 49ers fan. I did sign their tight end, George Kittle, to a contract, I believe, just a year ago or 2 years ago, and I believe I have him for 5 years or 6 years. I'm not really quite sure. I gotta look at that because I'm not really quite sure. But as you see in the standings, we are first in the NFL standings right now. The Seahawks are behind. How about the Cleveland Browns at 9-1 with Freddie Kitchens? They were saying that Freddie Kitchens could have possibly been on his way out last year because he didn't make the postseason with the Browns. He turned it around this year. Redskins 8-2. The Giants, finally, after 4 years of trying, the Giants have something going. They're at 8-2. The Colts are at 7-3. Carolina's at 7-3. The Arizona Cardinals are at 6-4. Tampa Bay is at 6-4. The Kansas City Chiefs are at 6-4. The Houston Texans are at 6-4. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at 6-4. The Patriots are at 500. The Cowboys are at 500. The Ravens are at 500. My coworker's team, Josh Austin, your team is at 500 as well. The 49ers. The Packers are at 500. The Broncos are at 500. Excuse me. The Saints are at 500. The Falcons are at 4-6. The Dolphins are at 4-6. The Steelers, the Titans are at 4-6. Excuse me. The Steelers are at 4-6. My manager's team is at 4-6. They're terrible. The Raiders are at 4-6. The Chargers are at 3-7. The Lions are at 3-7. The Bears are at 2-8. The Los Angeles Rams are at 2-8. The Eagles are at 2-8. The Bengals are 1-9, and the Jets are at 1-9. So at this point, it looks like it's the Chargers all the way down to the Jets that are in rebuild phases. Possibly the Raiders could be in one. The Vikings could be in one, and the Steelers. Maybe these teams are at 4-6 are all in rebuild phases. I believe still the way I'm looking at it at this point, Marcus Mariota is still the starter in Tennessee. I know that for a fact. I believe Julio Jones and Matt Ryan is still at Atlanta. I'm not really quite sure, but I do believe that. Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Packer. They released him at the end of last year, so he's now on the Baltimore Ravens backing up Lamar Jackson. So with that being said, the Dolphins, they are basically, the way I looked at the contract, Dan Marino's contract is supposed to ran out this year, but he must have signed only a one-year deal for the 2024 season, which is next year for this game. So with that being said, Dan Marino might be wanting his way out because he has not put this team anywhere near the postseason. He came close last year, but he did not get it done. He might want his way out. Troy Aikman has not signed either with the Cowboys. So with that being said, both of these Hall of Fame, real-life Hall of Fame quarterbacks, creative Hall of Fame quarterbacks on now a man at 20, possibly might want their way out and go to different teams and relocate. Now, with that being said, the Vikings re-signed Brett Favre, which I'm kind of surprised about, with the Packers with having Dwayne Haskins and Aaron Rodgers not there anymore. So with that being said, I'm surprised that Brett Favre said, look, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to test the market. And I would have thought that he would have gone to Green Bay after his contract ran out, but I guess not. So with that being said, the Raiders have Kyler Murray, which is a big surprise. The Chargers, we traded Josh Allen. Sorry, Josh Allen fans. Sorry, Buffalo Bills fans, for doing this to you. But Josh Allen had to go. He was not really seeing the field a whole lot. I did make 2 creative new rookies behind Jim Kelly. So with that being said, I wasn't going to risk Josh Allen, as Josh Allen was getting in his prime. I wanted younger guys, so if Jim Kelly went down, at least I had younger guys to have to behind that, so I knew it was going to work. Now, Josh Rosen as a Lion, he's not doing too bad, but with that being said, they need to reload with him. The Bears, unfortunately, they had a huge chance the past 2 years to make the postseason, and unfortunately, they did not. The Rams had not made it at all. The Eagles have not made it at all. The Bengals have not made it at all, and unfortunately, the Jets are laughable. So with that being said, the Steelers have made it a few times. So with a lot of teams, John Elway and the Broncos, the real-life John Elway, watching his creative Hall of Fame quarterback self, is probably thinking, holy crap, I'm doing really well, and he really is. Steve Young and Jerry Rice, they're doing really well in the West. Like I said, Troy Aikman, I do not believe that he has signed his contract. I will double check that. Tom Brady is no longer a Patriot. I gotta update you guys. Tom Brady retired a few seasons back. I want to say after year 3, Tom Brady walked away. So with that being said, Aaron Maben, our edge rusher from the past year, he's now a Jacksonville Jaguar. Like I said, Cornelius Bennett, middle linebacker that was backing up Tremaine Edmonds, he's now down in Philly, and Thurman Thomas is now a Texan due to the reason why we got rid of Thurman Thomas. Here's the deal. Thurman Thomas got hurt, I believe, in year 3, and he got hurt last year in year 4. Year 4, he broke his ribs. Year 3, I believe he had a sprained ankle or something like that, and he started downgrading, but his overall still was at the same. So I decided to think, as he was starting to get into his prime, I do not think he was starting to lose his step a little bit, so I didn't need him as much as I think. Also, we picked up Melvin Gordon for a year. Melvin Gordon was a 1-2 punch with Thurman Thomas. They both ran over 1,000 yards, I think, in 2 seasons together, and we got rid of Melvin Gordon, and Melvin Gordon is now a Dolphin for the past few seasons. And Melvin Gordon has not done anything for the Dolphins. I thought that would have helped, but it's not. So with that being said, Arizona, they're doing pretty good with Kurt Warner. We faced Kurt Warner and Emmitt Smith last year in Super Bowl number 4, and we beat them. Kurt Warner and company not doing bad. Tampa Bay, Sean McVay, his second year, he had a sophomore slump. This year, he's at 6-4. He might have a chance of making the postseason, right underneath Carolina at 7-3. 7-3 Carolina fired Ron Rivera in real life and actually on this game, believe it or not. The Colts are at 7-3. Like I said, the Giants, my grandfather's team, may he rest in peace. My grandfather's team is 8-2. finally, after how many ever chances, how many ever times, with how many ever coaches on this game, it seems like season 5, year 5, the Giants will finally make the postseason. Hopefully they can win the division. It would be nice to see them get there. It would be nice to see them face them and beat them in a Super Bowl, because I'd never done it on Madden ever. So with that being said, that's what it looks like right now. But in stats, Jim Kelly's leading the way. He is just dominant right now. He's over 3,000 yards, 132 pass completions for 171 attempts, 47 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, which is not shabby at all for his year 5 of his career. Now, in rushing, we brought in 2 new rookies, one from Michigan, Stephon Young, which is not actually, his last name was not that. I changed his last name. I don't think he came out of Michigan, but I changed everything up. He's not doing too shabby himself. Ricky Williams, we all know the Ricky Williams that came out of Texas. Yes, we all know that Ricky Williams that went to Miami. Yes, we all know that Ricky Williams that got in trouble with the drugs. Yes, we all know that Ricky Williams, yada, 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 yada. No, it's not the Ricky Williams I'm talking about. This Ricky Williams came out of, is 5'10", 200 pounds, came out of LSU, is rushing 742 yards right now. His yards per carry is 15.5 with 10 touchdowns. His rush average per game is 82.4. So with that being said, he is way better than the real Ricky Williams. I'm sorry to say, folks, but sorry, Miami Dolphins fans, but this Ricky Williams is out effing standing. So with that being said, receiving, Tevin Johnson. We got rid of DJ Boykin, and I'm sorry to say, you guys do not know this name. DJ Boykin is now a Minnesota Viking. Tevin Johnson is a rookie out of Georgia, coming at 6'4", 215 pounds, over 1,000 yards at 19 touchdowns. Andre Reed, like I said, in his 5th season, over 1,000 yards at 18 touchdowns. George Kittle at 525 yards and five of those things. John Ross, not at 300 yards yet. He will be eventually. He's at 299 right now with 3 TDs. N'Keal Harry is at 76 yards with 1 TD. And Ricky Williams finally got his first TD just in the game ago. And he's not doing too bad either. Now on defense, Tremaine Edmonds is leading the way in tackles. CJ Hightower not doing too shabby himself. Bruce Smith in his 5th year. His 5th year, folks. Bruce Smith, the real Bruce Smith, is a Hall of Famer. This Bruce Smith is having a Hall of Fame career with 20 sacks already in his 5th season. He is on a hot streak. With that being said, Terrence McGee with 1 interception, not doing too shabby himself. Mike Perry, keep an eye on this guy. I might record so you guys can see this. Keep an eye on this guy. This guy, guys, if I record so you guys can see a few gameplays, keep an eye on this guy. This guy is outstanding. 6'3", 300 pounds. He is a rookie. He is also up for Defensive Rookie of the Year on the AFC side. He has 5 sacks to his name, and he is out effing standing. Ed Oliver, right into his 5th season. He's having a great year. He's at 6.5 sacks right now. David Washington, our middle linebacker out of Michigan, he's not doing too shabby. Nick Bosa at 10 sacks, not doing bad either for his 5th year. Tre'Davious White, not doing too bad, going into his prime for his 7th year. He's at 4 interceptions. Benjamin Sherman has 2 interceptions. Benjamin Sherman, guys, I made this kid because I needed a tall cornerback, because some of my cornerbacks are at 5'11". Terrence McGee is at 5'9". So with that being said, I needed a tall corner. We didn't have a tall corner, so we finally got that guy. So with that being said, he is a huge product coming out of Ohio State. He is really, really good, and I must say he is outstanding. My cousin Cameron, for going into his 4th year out of VTech, not doing too shabby himself with 1 interception, 16 tackles, not doing too bad. Myself just signed a contract at the age of 30 on this game. I really wish I was a Buffalo Bill, but going into my 5th season out of Clemson, 5 solo tackles, 12 total tackles, 1 sack so far. Yes, I was a corner, but I was not fitting the scheme at corner, so I moved from corner to free safety, and I'm doing really, really better at free safety, which is really, really surprising. So with that being said, don't judge. I took 23. Micah Hyatt had 23 for this team. I did take 23. I do have Air Jordan gloves. I do have the Air Jordan cleats. Don't judge me. Von Miller and his 13th season, he's not doing too shabby either. My buddy Virgil, I just brought him in to help out Von Miller to back him up. He is on kickoffs. He's doing outstanding. With that being said, kick returns. Ricky Williams, 8 kick returns so far for 347 yards for 2 TDs. This Ricky Williams is out fucking standing. Better than the real Ricky Williams. I gotta say it. I'm not afraid to say it. Punt returns. Ricky Williams, again, still having a better season than the real Ricky Williams. And he's not even wearing the real 34. And he's not coming out of Texas. He's coming out of LSU. He's an LSU man, for Pete's sake. He's 5'10". Anyways, Jim Kelly. Look at this. Once again, we're going to take at the yearly awards. Jim Kelly, this could be his 2nd year in a row for winning MVP in the league. Stephon Young, not far behind him. Marcus Mariota, Russell Wilson, Mitchell Trubisky, Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Ezekiel Elliott round out the top 10. And Coach of the Year, Sean McDermott, this could be his 5th year in a row of winning Coach of the Year. Freddie Kitchens is behind him. Jay Gruden is 3rd, Anthony Lynn is 4th, Juwan Dockery is 5th. Update you on that one. Pete Carroll retired. This guy, I do not know who he is. Juwan Dockery is 5th, Frank Wright is 6th. Jeff Womack is the guy that they brought in to replace Ron Rivera. He is 7th. Mike Tomlin is now in Houston because they fired him as a Steeler. He went to the Lions last year. Now he's in Houston. He is in 8th. Ron Rivera is a Jacksonville Jaguar. He is in 9th. And Matt Haddock, I don't know how to say his last name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comment below in the comment section below. I don't know how to say his last name. If you know how to say his last name, say it. But I don't know how to say it. But anyways, he runs out the top 10 for Coach of the Year. In the AFC side of things, Jim Kelly looks like he's going to be Offensive Player of the Year as long as he doesn't get hurt. Knock on wood, he doesn't. Defensive Player of the Year, once again, Bruce Smith for the 5th straight year. As long as Bruce Smith stays healthy, Bruce Smith will win his 5th straight Defensive Player of the Year. With that being said, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Stephon Young and Ricky Williams, they're both a 1-2 punch. They are having both amazing seasons. With that being said, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Mike Perry, not too far behind now. With that being said, Benjamin Sherman, he ain't having too bad of a season. David Washington is right there, right along with it. Best quarterback goes to Lamar Jackson at this point. Best running back is Stephon Young at this point. Best wide receiver is Tevon Johnson. Andre Reed and Tyreek Hill is in 3rd place spot. Best offensive line, Quentin Nelson, Cody Ford, Deion Dawkins, Vincent Donald, which is a rookie, Darrell Williams, and Quentin Spain. Now, here's the deal, guys. I will update you that in a minute. Defensive line, once again, it looks like it's going to be Bruce Smith unless Nick Bosa shows up here. And Mike Perry, you do not ever want to doubt this young man because he is dominating at that D-line spot. Linebacker, Ray Lewis, Hall of Fame Ray Lewis, on this game as a Raven. Having a great, outstanding season so far, which is surprising. DB, Xavier Howard, then Denzel Ward, and then how about Tre'Davious White? Like I said, in his prime, he's doing pretty good. And like I said, that kicker, I don't really care, but Stephen Hausch is 3rd. He is getting oh so close. He's been really, really close to winning that award. I'm trying my best to get him there, but unfortunately, it hasn't. Now, for this being said, guys, the last thing I'm going to bring to you here is the schedule, because a lot of people are not getting hurt. So here's what the schedule looks like. This is why I'm not recording. We open up the first week against the Colts, 49-0. The Chargers 63 to nothing. At the Cowboys, 70-0. Home against the Eagles, 56-0. Home against the Dolphins, 52-0. At the Patriots, 63-0. Off week 7, 49-0 at the Giants, 49-3 at the Dolphins, 70-0 at the Broncos, 56-0 home against the Raiders. The next few weeks rounds out like this: Redskins at the Ravens, home against the Jets, home against the Patriots, home against the Chiefs, and then back at it against the Jets. So with that being said, I am probably going to take a look at those two rookies that I have against the Jets. Jim Kelly will most likely sit out that whole game, so I don't risk him getting hurt, because Thurman Thomas basically got hurt the week before, or 2 weeks before that. I believe it was week 15 last year, or whatever it was, or it was earlier in the season. I do not want to risk this man getting hurt, so I'm going to have him play all the way up until the Chiefs game. Once we face the Jets, Jim Kelly is basically done for the rest of the year. I'm not going to risk him getting hurt. I don't care what Bills fans say. I don't care if anybody comments on this and says, well, Gamerboy93, why don't you just let Jim Kelly play the first quarter? No, it's my game. I'm the one that's controlling the controls here, folks. It's not you. So with that being said, guys, that's basically what it's going to look like. I want to look at what Trey Jordan can do. Plus, I also made that kid out of Oregon that I think could possibly be a first-round pick this year, that Justin Herbert. So I put him on this team as well. So I want to take a look at both these kids under the microscope, especially against the Jets, and I want to see what they can do for themselves. So with that being said, guys, that game could possibly be a record game. Here's another thing, guys. I was playing on All-Pro. Now, you see the scores, right? The reason why I'm at these scores is I had to go back to rookie. Reasons why is because I go to so many other games before this that my mind does not stick with this game a lot. So with that being said, I try to screw with it a lot, but I can't get my mind to set up. And I used to play on Alt Pro a lot on my PlayStation 3, but now with the X Factor and all this stuff, I'm still trying to get used to all this stuff. So I'm trying to give it time, but that's what I'm trying to do right now, so you guys can see that. But for right now, guys, if you want to see gameplay, if you want to see the rest of this, guys, and see blowouts, don't mind it. I can commentate on it, and you guys can enjoy commentating. I really don't care. But like I said, if you want to see commentating, let me know. Hit me up. Coworkers, if you see this, let me know what you think. I'm sorry that I'm blowing out teams, but that is basically the way it's going to be until I can get used to this X Factor thing, because a lot of these X Factors I am not used to quite yet still. So with that being said, I had to lower it back to rookie, and I will eventually get it back to all pro when I start feeling comfortable. Now, another thing here, guys, is Cody Ford is doing okay, but the problem is Cody Ford is having a very, very immature, and I mean a very immature season, and he did this the first time in season 2, and it's advancing now into his 5th year. So with that being said, I don't know if I'm going to trade him away maybe next year. I will probably wait and see what happens with him. But at this point, I'll probably move Deion Dawkins until Deion Dawkins decides to retire. Cody Ford will learn under Deion Dawkins. I'll probably make another rookie to help my blind side out. So with that being said, guys, that's it for now. But like I said, if you want to see these last few games and you want to see me blow out these teams, I'm more than willing to let you hear Brandon Gaudin and CD Charles Davis talk. I don't really care. But if you want to hear that, or if you want to hear me commentate and joke around like why I'm blowing these teams out, let me know. But let me know what you feel about the Jim Kelly situation at the last week of the season. I kind of feel like I really want to rest him the last week because I really want to see what these two rookies can do behind him. So with that being said, let me know what y'all think. But like I said, I am really, really sorry that I didn't let you guys see this before. I'm sorry that I didn't update you guys, but like I said, enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are, and stay safe out there, y'all. And my upstate New York friends, stay safe out there tonight. We're supposed to get another snowstorm tonight, 1 to 3 inches here, and stay safe, man. Enjoy your day. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Love. Hot sauce.